What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Yan. I hope you lot are all doing well today. Brothers and sisters, I really do hope that, and thank you all for your lovely, kind, supportive messages to me about my broken foot. Yes, it sucks, but we move, and I'm still making daily content here for you on Football Therapy. So that being said, welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I consolidate everything that's being said about the Blues around football media and present it to you guys in a package, offering you my opinion, but more importantly, asking for yours. And there's a lot of gossip today, but a couple of interesting stories that I kind of like, as well as the potential return date for Chelsea talisman Christian Pulisic, some talk about defenders, and more. So sit back, relax, settle in, grab a beer or coffee, depending on the time of day, and let's get into it. But I know you watching enjoy football updates and news, so you should absolutely check out the free experience of OneFootball to inject everything you need about the beautiful game, and potentially more specifically Chelsea Football Club. OneFootball gives you everything you need to know regarding stats, numbers, fixtures, results, transfer news, general news, alerts. You can favourite Chelsea, it will pump Chelsea into your cranium and you can just have blues all day. Download or check out the football app, clicking the link at the top of the description. Alright, let's get into it. As Yannick checks his notes, he remembers there's a lot to get through today. Start in Germany. Borussia Mönchengladbach, Matthias Ginter has rubbished transfer rumours. That's right, the Gladbach centre-half was highly rated, and there was a story of rumours surfacing around the media a while ago that Chelsea could be interested in the defender. He looks pretty good. He didn't seem like the golden boy, but hey, all defenders, all new defensive reinforcements at the moment seem like a good idea. He pretty much said, I am, flattered that there's been these stories moving me away from Gladbach, but I'll be staying here next season. Who knows? Maybe he was interested, maybe he wasn't, maybe Gladbach have given him a little something more to convince him to stay. I don't know. We can speculate all we want. One thing's for certain though, that's another one that bites the dust. We can tick, oh my god, my foot hurts. We can tick Matthias Ginter off the list and move on. Moving on to the next story and staying at the back end of the pitch. Dean Henderson, a sort of prodigy young goalkeeper, Man United's young man. It was never really a lightly or too much of a possible transfer for Chelsea purely because of him belonging to Manchester United, but there are stories circulating this last day or so that he's going to renew with Manchester United, or they're in stern contract negotiations. Now, I didn't think he'd probably be sold to Chelsea. This is a sentiment that I've echoed here on Football Therapy, but it does look like United want to tie him down on the new deal. That could be either to protect their investment so he can't be sold for little money, or to just convince him to stay and, who knows, be the first team goalkeeper. Or who knows, maybe a bit of both. The problem is they've got David De Gea on incredible money for a long-term deal. He's a bit wobbly at times. Is he going to cost them? I'm not so sure. A lot of people would say, neutrals, pundits, hell, a lot of United fans would be like, you need to start Dino in goal over David De Gea, but it's not as easy as that because of the De Gea contract situation. Who knows, maybe Henderson signs a new big deal and then Man United try and flog him to Chelsea, but for twice the amount of money. I'm not so sure, but for me, he was never really a realistic target. We're much more likely to get someone like Andre Onana. Even someone like Nick Pope is far more likely, so we'll probably just have to let Hendo go now. Bye, Dean. Another one bites the dust. At least this way we know, by chipping away players, what's left at the bottom. Right, sticking at the back of the pitch and sticking with Manchester United as well. A story that's come up today on goal.com as well as a couple of other publications. Alex Telles. Man United have joined the race for the Porto left back, the Brazilian dynamic defender slash attacker. Right, Alex Telles nailed on for Chelsea a few months ago. Obviously, we've been looking at him for years, I think. Then he was going to PSG. Looks like they swooped in to buy him. Oh look, Chelsea's back. No, Chelsea's going to get him. Oh look, Manchester United are here now. What is happening? Chelsea were reported to had started. Chelsea had started negotiations with Porto, and everyone assumed it was for Alex Telles a few months ago. He's got a buyout clause. He's got a year left on his deal coming into this summer. Good player, you know, not necessarily 100% going to be a success in the Premier League, but it seems like a good option, a backup option for Ben Chilwell. Chelsea have of course since looked at some different left-back options. Sergio, who I reported on yesterday, looks very good indeed. But apparently Man United have joined the race. Chelsea might still be in negotiations or talks for Alex Telles. Why does Man United need a left-back? They got Luke Shaw, Brandon Williams. Why do they keep looking at these left backs? Apparently they were looking at Ben Chilwell as well. Do they want to buy another £80 million Leicester defender and just buy Leicester a new stadium? What is happening, people? Of course, like every transfer story, this could be a nothing story. But with Man United, it keeps recurring left back stories. It keeps coming up. So I don't get it. If you understand why they want a left back, get in the comments section below. But maybe Chelsea are still in a battle, negotiations, talks with Alex Telles. I think really they're looking at all these options, and as the time goes by, as Chelsea's season completes entirely after the Bayern game, they'll probably start closing in on a deal and actually signing a left back. Hopefully, we want to get a deal over the line ASAP, don't we, boys and girls? So we'll see what happens there, and it'll be really interesting to see if Telles does end up at Man United. Weird. Alright, so this next one I like. Before we talk about Pulisic's return, we'll do that at the end. Let's talk about a centre-half. Obviously, we know Chelsea, a big target for Chelsea, and it's been widely reported, is Declan Rice, the West Ham leader, CDM/centre-half, who Chelsea would be very interested and inclined to play him in the centre-half position. Yes, that's a main target, but another name that's come across football news media again today and yesterday is Lewis Dunk of Brighton. Now, a lot of you out there might have the knee-jerk reaction like, oh, Lewis Dunk, that's not like a blockbuster sexy move, is it, Jan? Come on. Truth is, man, I really like the player, and if you know me, if you follow me on Twitter for a long time, or just watch this channel for a long time, you know that I'm actually a massive Lewis Dunk fan. He's 28 years old, he's not his prime centre-half, loads of Premier League centre-back experience. He has these games where he just dominates the defensive line almost by himself. I know it was always Duffy and Dunk in the Brighton defence when they were really good under Chris Hughton, defensive, solid. But he's a senior, good centre-half. He's commanding. He'll get his header on, he'll get his head on balls. He'll shout at his teammates what to do. He makes a lot of tackles. The kind of stuff that the Chelsea defence doesn't really do. He's got a couple of years left on his deal. He's at Brighton. He's not like the sexiest signing in the world. It'd probably be really affordable. And of course, he's really acclimatised to the Premier League. I quite like it. I'm going to be honest. If we snuck in Lewis Dunk for £20 million, I'd be okay with that. Genuinely, I think it's alright. I've talked to people about it before, I've guested on podcasts, I've gone on other channels, I've been like, mate, don't laugh at Lewis Dunk. Because, you could bring in like a £40 million European centre-half that you think's going to be good because they were good in that league, or you can spend less, half as the amount on Lewis Dunk that you know can perform in the Premier League. Because he's a little bit older and he's like been a captain and stuff, he'll have no problem saying, you go there, you go there, you go there, header away, tackle, let's go boys, win the game, Chelsea are excellent. It's simple science. Now I don't want to gas up Lewis Dunk too much, he's not a Galactica. I'm just saying in terms of Chelsea, who just have a shambolic defence, they do. We were 11th best this season in the Premier League in terms of defensive record. Sure, a new goalkeeper held that out a lot, but a good experienced senior centre-half would sort that out as well, and that could be in the shape of Lewis Dunk, especially if we're spending a lot of money on a left-back, a decent amount of money on just a superb option in Havertz that Chelsea don't want to miss. Getting a good centre-half would be good. So I'm really interested in getting your thoughts and opinions on Lewis Dunk. Please do comment down below. His numbers are really good, by the way. Alright, so Chelsea have been turning to their superstar, new talisman, Christian Pulisic, who's looked absolutely electric. I've recently been watching some footage of Chelsea playing with Pulisic on the pitch and without him, and it's devastatingly worrying how important he is to Chelsea's offensive moves, playing between the lines, and just generally being an unpredictable threat. Sure, the inclusion of Ziyech and Werner, and who knows, maybe even Havertz will be massive for Chelsea. But in terms of playing between the lines and running on the break and running in behind, Pulisic's so important for Chelsea. So when he did his hammy in the FA Cup final, naturally loads of Chelsea fans were worried, because that can put you out for a long time. But it was reported on TalkSport that he will be out for 4 to 5 weeks. This was a few days ago. So that kind of implies that Christian Pulisic will be ready for the return of the Premier League just as it comes back. Whether he'll be straight back into the games, obviously Frank Lampard likes to be careful with these things, but hopefully with good rehabilitation we can expect to see Christian Pulisic back in the Chelsea Blue in the resumption of football, or shall I say the start of the next domestic campaign, which is incredibly exciting. And to be honest, man, a massive relief. Anyway, what do you guys think about these stories I've spoken about today? Get down in the comment section below, express yourself on the transfer window, the situation with the Blues and the players I've spoken about. If you've enjoyed the content, drop a like on the video, that helps me out a lot. Remember to subscribe if you're new. Feel free to click the link in the top of the description. Check out OneFootball. Do yourselves a favour, boys and girls. Enjoy the football. I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy talk. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.